pure gaping.
How was your flight?
Yeah, the flight was good. I love flying because I fall asleep before takeoff.
Do you?
And I wake up when we hit the ground.
I'm the opposite.
I love it.
I can't sleep.
No, I can't.
Can't sleep
I
in a plane.
normally wake up slabbering on the person
Yeah.
I feel like a sardine. I feel like a wee sardine.
Well, I
can't
did
chill.
today. I had like a big guy on either side of me, but I managed to refrain from
Lying on them.
rolling over. I've also woke myself up several times, snoring on the fucking
Yeah.
plane. So yeah,
Fair play to you.
Great.
I couldn't do it. Definitely couldn't do it.
You sound like a great person to be beside on a plane.
yeah.
Fucking nightmare. But it sounds very good. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Arriving
very
at
much, Paul.
Flax.
Oh, no,
Appreciate-
it's
Trying
good
to
to be here.
We've been trying to get you for a while now.
Yeah,
We got him.
He's been putting us off.
busy guy.
He's been keeping us at a long arm for sure. That's for sure. One of the local godfathers of South Derry, the Wolf of Rainey Street. Have you ever listened to the podcast before?
Yes, I've listened to several.
Any standout guests?
Obviously, Crazy Donnelly, Kevin, big friend of mine.
He gets a lot of airtime on this
Yeah,
podcast.
Patrick Bradley as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
that's
Another
right.
brother.
Yeah,
You've been
fantastic.
mentioned. You're probably one of the most mentioned person on this
Aye.
podcast.
We seem to bring guys on that want to mention you, and they're like, "Must get this Paul Chada boy."
I've no idea why.
Very good. To start things off, Paul, we're going to do a bit of a quick fire. It should be quick enough. Have you ever listened to this part on the podcast
Yeah.
before? Have you pre-recorded in your head
He
what
knows.
it could be?
Yeah.
He knows
Bit
all
of an
the
idea.
answers.
I think you change it up, so
I
it's
change it
quite,
up.
it's quite hard to do that.
Change it up.
But I do love potato bread.
Yes, yes, Paul.
Take that one off.
You're probably the first guest to admit that. Better than soda bread, though.
Oh, 100 times.
100%, lads. I still can't believe people fight with me about that. Anyway, tea or coffee?
Depends what time of the day. I'll start my day with coffee, and then I'll have tea afterwards.
Yeah.
Punjana or Tetley?
Yorkshire.
What?
Is that the same as you?
What?
Have you tried it?
Not particularly. I'd be very biased to
When you
Punjana.
come by my house one evening,
Aye.
I'll make you a tea.
Right, that'll do. Sounds good. Potato bread or soda for it doesn't matter. Bacon or sausage?
Sausage.
How do you take your eggs?
Poached.
Classy man, so he
That
is.
sounds quite classy, actually. Yeah, eggs Benedict kind of guy.
Yeah.
Beer or stout?
Lager.
Lager.
Yeah.
Whiskey or gin?
Oh, whiskey.
Dog or cat?
Dog. Got a Frenchie.
Oh, you
nice.
do have a wee Frenchie.
Yeah.
That's right. It's actually the same markings as burrito.
No way.
Same sort of. It must be a cross with something. or-
No, it's not. It's a lilac tri.
Right. Okay.
So it's 3 different colours.
Sounds exotic. Different country or?
No, I don't know. I bought it in some dodgy area of Belfast. I remember.
Should it look like that?
Yeah, I remember pulling up in the guy's house, and I was like, if I get out of my Jeep, someone's going to steal it out of my briefcase.
Aye.
This
And
sounds
then
familiar.
the guy got out of the house, he was like, come on in, mate. And I was
Yeah.
like,
I'm good.
I went in, met the dog, took him home.
Yeah.
So,
What's your dog called?
King Louis.
King Louis.
I love it.
Yeah.
Shout out to King Louis. Did you hear the story of when I got my dog?
Something similar.
Something very similar.
Oh, yeah,
Yuri.
we discussed this.
Someone from the travelling community.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very tall, very large, a lot of gold rings, very scary. Pup was only 3 weeks at the time, like absolutely nuts.
Yeah, that's a bit young to be taking it.
Bit
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
You're right. Hot or cold?
I like to be cold so I can heat myself up. And, you know, I do a lot of ice baths.
You were at the Whim Hoff thing, weren't you?
Yeah, I done the Whim Hoff summer expedition.
That's nuts. Like,
That's
That
so
was
cool.
well,
amazing.
how'd you get into that? Like, was it kind of like you'd followed Wim Hof, or was it just more the interest in the cold
It
climate?
was more interest in cold water dipping, and then Lisa seen it and said, "Do you want to do this as part of our honeymoon?"
Right?
So we done it.
So that was part of your honeymoon.
Yeah, we done
That's
a week with
hilarious.
Wim Hof. What a guy!
What was he like?
The energy that comes off this guy is amazing. You know, and he was staying about 3 chalets away from us. Every morning he was out there having his coffee, loads of hugs. Just a crazy guy.
Unreal.
I remember one day we'd done the ice baths, and then he said, "Look, we're going to go and do another exercise now." Took us down the river and got us all to cover ourselves in this muck. He said, "This is like a health benefit. You're going to notice it straight away." So everybody got mudded up, got in a big circle. We were dancing like crazy. And then halfway through, he goes, "This is the promo for the next summer camp." I've got a video of us
That's
saying it
class.
to you.
Brilliant.
Send it to me.
Yeah,
Can I
well-
put
Put it up.
Yeah, no
Class.
problem.
Very good.
That's unreal.
Absolutely nuts. Just immersed in that kind of.
There was people from all over the world. I think the guy that Family Guy,
Oh yes.
the guy that does the artwork and sort of directs some of those, he was on it. There was loads of very strange,
Strange.
wealthy
Yeah.
people.
Deadly.
I really enjoyed it.
That sounds class.
Yeah.
Very good.
Must do that.
Did you get into it before? You said there was it Wim Hof that you followed, or
No, we were doing cold showers,
Oh.
and I was trying to get Lisa to do cold dips with me,
Yeah.
and then she just went, "Why don't we go and do this?" Lisa had been into the breathing, the Wim Hof
breathing's brilliant.
breathing. Yeah,
Very good. Yeah.
Do you do that now?
yeah, not as much as I should.
Same.
You know, you go through stages where
do, yeah.
you do it religiously,
Yeah.
then you're doing something else, and you know, life is too busy.
I
is.
forget how important it is as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people are like, if someone switched onto this podcast now and we're like, "Oh, it's important to breathe," but
Yeah.
you know, genuinely, like, you don't actually stop and like breathe and take your time to like get it all into your body,
Well,
and it's crazy.
Not only that, most people breathe through the mouth, and then you lose your nasal breathing, and it's so important. Like I do box breathing every day.
Aye.
Yeah, I'll do the Wim Hof from time to time.
Yeah. With the Wim Hof, you notice the more you do it, if you do it for like a week, that you say the start of the week you're like you can only hold your breath for like a minute.
Yeah.
And by the end of the week you could do maybe 3. Like it's so quick.
Unless you're a smoker. Like,
I will.
No, that's it too, like. What, are you doing Lent tomorrow?
It's today. It starts
Oh,
today.
Here, well,
you're
I,
the
need
good
I
Catholic.
know. I know.
I might need a new thing to do. Anyway,
Was it drinking?
well, might have been actually. Yeah. No, very good. Restaurant or takeaway?
In Magherafelt.
Certainly, you didn't want to mention it, Magherafelt.
No, just depends where I'm at. But
Just in general.
I love going out for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big thing for me.
Very good. We can actually. I was going to move on to actually the mega menu now. Where do you want it to be?
Well, I've chosen around the town.
You're going to
You
go around
know,
the town.
yeah.
Good Magherafelt man.
Oh,
They're
right.
like,
I'm
see
a
all
West
those other-
Side boy.
See all those other boys are like, "Oh, I need to go up to Belfast for that."
Why?
Shop local.
We have some great places
We do.
around Magherafelt.
Yep. I
You
agree.
know?
We do. For anybody at home, the Magherafelt Mega Menu, which we're going to do someday soon, is a quiz we do on this podcast, most episodes, and it's a starter, a main, and a dessert from around the area. And you pick your starter. You can have a wee bit of sauce or a wee bit of side with that as well. A couple of starters, whatever you want to have. And then your main could be a main dish with sides from somewhere else. You get sauces from over there. You can go down the road to Ethel to borrow her sugar if you want. And dessert, you can have an ice cream from somewhere, cream from somewhere else. You can get it in a chippy, you can get it in a coffee shop, whatever you want. and you bring it together for your perfect meal that you would have in Magherafelt for Paul's case. So to start off, Paul, what would be your starter?
It's got to be the salt and chili beef in Imperial Palace.
Very nice. Very nice.
Chili beef.
What do you think of it?
I've never had it. I've always gone salt and chili chicken or salt and chili squid usually if I'm in a menu, but salt and chili beef I must give that because it'll be the thin strips. It'll be
It's lovely. It's really good.
Used to work in a Chinese. What would you say was the most ordered thing whenever you were working there?
Oh, what everyone orders.
What would you say, like if you had a tally chart now? What would you guess for you?
Chicken balls maybe or
Salt
and chili chicken, half and curry sauce.
Salt and chili.
Is that because that's what you're getting?
No, thank you.
You're probably right. You wouldn't be that cultured. Like you would. That's as far as you would go.
Like my wife should have married a Chinese guy, not an Indian, because she loves Chinese, and I don't share with her. I'm not into what she eats on the Chinese.
Proper Chinese.
Like she has sweet and sour. I don't really like that.
I'm not a big sweet and sour guy either.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be. I think it's one of them things that shouldn't be a dish.
It's not bad. That
I don't get sweet and sour at all.
When Lisa rings the Chinese, they know who she is, and they know my address. Not good.
Whenever Klarna rings up, at the very end, you'll hear the girl on the phone go, "And is that with the wee pork sausage as well for the dog?" And then Klarna's like, "Oh, why? Yeah, that's right." I
haven't tried that.
She's reminded. Absolutely nuts.
Burrito needs his Chinese too.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Imperial for that one. What about your main?
So, for my main, I'm going to go to Notorious, and also Lazy Llama. Their beef chili chip is amazing, and Notorious. The last one I had was beef brisket, Benny with a spicy hollandaise.
Is that the pizza?
No, it's so you've got a muffin, you've got your poached eggs.
Oh, I seen that. That was
this as well.
And then you've got a spicy hollandaise. Last week they done it with fillet steak. Yeah,
that's what I saw. It looked unreal.
Brunch in Notorious.
It's so good, isn't it?
Unreal. Same as having a Barbie at Lazy Llama.
Yeah.
Like, those boys are on another level.
Remember we went?
The time we were down for was Kira's I could barely concentrate when I was there. Like I was just, this food's just amazing. I was hoping other people would talk so I could eat it.
Oh
it
my
was
god!
Fantastic.
I was eating.
And it was just a brand new platter. They hadn't started yet.
It was the Christmas one because they did like those slices of turkey.
Yeah,
that's the nicest turkey I've ever had.
Ooh,
I haven't been in a while, just because it's out of the way.
Yeah, same.
New
but
menu.
I'll be there very soon.
Yep.
You know, like food. Yeah. I love it.
They have a nice wee. I think they have a new menu on there. So
yeah.
They were teasing it out there. Look.
I know. I see it. It's always coming up on
some fantastic
Instagram and Facebook, and I'm like,
it looks
over
class.
there.
Marty, did you hear a bit of Marty's at all?
Yeah.
Marty talked about the Lazy Llama as well.
Yeah.
He was chatting with Conor McCann. It was an interesting story. Like him.
Both those boys, both Connors are.
They know how to run the place. Like
They're just so talented.
Very good.
Class. Like it's really good to see. So that's the main done. Any more sides? That's your fill. That's as much as you want to go.
I couldn't eat any more than that, John.
Yeah. What about dessert? Are you a dessert guy?
I'm not really.
Don't get
I was going to say my favourite dessert is my wife.
Oh. Hey! Shout out.
But if that is not on the menu.
I was going to say, the night this goes out, who knows? There might be a bit of dessert. There might be a bit of dessert in it for you that night.
Banana fritters and syrup from Imperial are unreal.
I've heard good things.
I love banana fritters. They're so good from a Chinese. That's so.
Virgil, I was in Estepona and I was in the Chinese, had a meal. Lisa wanted dessert, so I got banana fritters. So the guy brought them out with a bowl of water, right? And he said, "You get your fritter and syrup all over it. Dip it in the water." I was like, "What are you on about?" So he got one, dipped it in the water, ate it. When you dip it in the water, it goes rock hard on the outside. The syrup, like
yes, so it's like a creme brulee sort of thing.
It's unbelievable.
That's that.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
that is class.
Like you think banana fritter is not that exciting.
Yeah.
So
some
good.
people.
Funny, I was talking to Jude there before the podcast. We were talking about Madam Fa. You know, up in Belfast.
Oh, yeah.
In Lisburn, that's what I had. We had the fritter, the banana fritter, but they had the coconut ice cream. That was nice.
Ban Maya in there is unbelievable.
So good. That place is. I only went to it on Sunday for the first time,
I've been-
and then went back on Tuesday again.
I was getting it delivered to the Royal when I was in for a
No
week
way,
last year,
really?
yeah.
Here, that's good. That's
Well,
good.
That's it, yeah.
The broth, like.
I was on the phone to you one of the days, and you were like, "I just ordered from."
Very
Yeah.
good.
I was
Where's the
like-
closest? In the Royal?
Sneaking out of the Royal and going to, there's a place on the falls, does amazing brunch. That'll come to me. I can't remember the name right now, but I'll give them a
I
shout
do
out as well.
do.
Get back to Magherafelt here.
Sorry,
Oh yeah, it was the Magherafelt podcast.
Deadly.
Imperial is some class memories from it from years ago. Like I remember me and my dad and my brother walking up Rainey Street to Imperial and used to go in and get the what do you call it? Deep fried ice cream.
yeah.
And we used to sit there and we literally just were up for a dessert, like
Yeah.
and whatever else, and dad have a couple of drinks and stuff, and we'd just be sitting there, young lads, just eating a random
That's what
random
Lisa,
Wednesday night. Like,
Lisa has it every night we're in there.
oh, class!
But
Like,
sitting in the Imperial, like I've traveled a lot. I've been a lot of Chinese. It's up there,
it's class.
Good,
definitely.
very good.
Very, very nice. Very good. Lovely dessert. We've never had that actually, that dessert. We usually get some more generic ones than that. 3 people at your dinner table. So, for anybody at home, is 3 people that you feel would make the best conversation, or someone that you'd love to talk to, and you have a chance to talk to 3 people, you know, dead or alive, famous, Jimmy down the road. Who would you want to
I'm
give
going to stick with my bros, lad.
Yeah.
Kevin Donnelly, Patrick Bradley, and let me see who else. I don't want everybody
That's
to get
crazy enough.
jealous. Yeah.
It's crazy. I might only give you 2.
To be fair, I do think that's plenty at
That
the
probably
table.
is.
That'd be a good crack,
But-
to be fair.
You know, I eat a lot with my friends, and those boys are just,
Some crack.
yeah, they're crazy.
They're good lads.
They make a good night.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good. They actually usually sub in. If someone doesn't pick a third, they sub in a musical act. Have you any?
Yeah.
Is there anybody musical that you'd love there?
Not really. No. I'm happy with that.
Just no music,
Yeah.
no romantic music.
Sorry, John.
Just trying to fill the slot there, like just trying to fill the slot. What is the one thing you would change about the area that you think would help the community in some small way,
Great question. Dylan.
even if it's some small way?
I really think I'd love to have seen the market yard turned into coffee shops and, you know, just a nice area for people. I think if we pedestrianised up at the Diamond and had more access to apartments up the town, I think that would give a far better feeling.
Take the roads
Town
away.
centre, yeah.
Basically, like just pave it in
Yeah.
a sense, like the middle of Korean or something like that.
Yeah, but we've tried to do that in Northern Ireland in different towns. You go to Europe, people live in city centre. The shops are in out of town, the big shopping areas. So I think we need to start looking at that. But I think the problem here is infrastructure for sewage and stuff like that.
Isn't good enough.
No.
I
So,
think Chrissy mentioned something about that too. He was.
So you'd get it like a European city where,
Yeah.
like, in the
European
city
style where city centre, people live, you've got bars, restaurants, cafes, beauticians, all that sort of thing. And then if you want to go and buy clothes, shoes, stuff like that, it's out of town.
Yeah,
that's a good
It's more of
idea.
a community feel
Yeah,
to
and
it.
it's nice to walk through that.
You walk
Yeah,
through it,
yeah.
you'll have like people sitting outside having
Yeah.
coffees and.
I know we don't
bars.
have the same weather, but,
Yeah,
you know,
inside
Yeah.
doing that.
looking out the window, yeah.
still be a nicer community feel to it.
Yeah.
Did you actually hear about the market yard?
Yes,
It's
and I'm very excited about
Very
that.
exciting sort of
Good
thing.
to see them doing something with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We had them on
You
a
know?
couple of weeks ago, so
Yeah.
that'll be coming out just before your episode, and it sounded amazing. Like
Does.
what they're planning
Yeah.
is similar to what you're saying, but
Yeah.
then an added thing, Irish language is going to be a part of
Yeah.
it in some way. Like it's class. It's unreal.
It's a lot of work though. going to
Oh, a lot of work, like, yeah, a lot of money and funding behind it. It's absolutely crazy. They actually had a school there that I didn't know about before they came on, that in the first year they self-funded that
the whole
themselves.
thing, yeah.
And
It's
that was the school in general, the upkeep and like paying a teacher for a year, like, and then after that they eventually got a bit of funding. But 13 years it's been there, like, it's incredible. So fair play to them.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what they do.
It's going to be cool, like, to see it done. As we says, you remember our office on Rainey Street?
Yeah.
We had the big window and we could see into it.
Yeah.
And like me and Fergal will just discuss how annoyed we are that that's not been used to its potential. Like, it's,
Do you remember when it was a market yard?
No,
So I can remember
not at all.
cows escaping.
Really?
Rolling
Dear
down
of the
Rainey
time,
Street.
deadly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we went on a school trip to the market yard to see a live cattle sale. You know?
A live cattle seal?
Yeah, they were
That's
selling
mental.
cows.
That's class.
class.
So yeah.
I didn't realize it was that type of market.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like a farmer's market,
No.
like produce.
No, Jude. It was
You don't know where
sheep,
you don't know where
sheep and
Oh, it was
cows.
Swatter market. No, like
Yeah.
Magherafelt shit. Swatter market.
I didn't know Swatter had a market.
Oh, I still going.
Sure, I go up
Is
to
it
that.
big enough?
It's sheep market, cattle
Aye.
market,
Yeah.
horse market.
Yeah.
I know
How long
you
has it been
boys up
closed?
there like
been
the
closed.
sheep.
That's
It's
all right.
fucking townies, eh?
Swatter,
Gotta watch it.
Swatter Leisure Centre.
That's a puddle.
Sorry, I do have a few friends from Swatter, so
It's a puddle on the
just
Grove Road.
apologise.
Very good.
Very good. That's actually interesting to hear. How many years ago would that have been?
Well, you're going back. I'm 47,
Yeah.
so you're looking at probably 35 years.
I thought it was in the market maybe for 50 to 60 years. I thought
No,
it was a
no.
lot further than that. That's class. Very good. I was going to move on to your origin story, actually. Hopefully that quickfire didn't affect you too much,
No.
and didn't hurt your feelings. The last episode, Crazy's feelings got hurt quite a bit by me, and I just want to say sorry to Crazy about that.
Formally apologise.
Don't be apologising.
just want to apologize. No, listen.
Everything he
Listen,
gets.
I ended up doing a bit of the edit of that episode, and I listened, and I was snapping at him, and I was rude to him. I just want to say, I'm not sorry, Crazy, at all. Not sorry one bit. Anyway, we're going to move on to your origin story, Paul. First memory.
My first memory, I was chatting to Lisa about this today. It was actually, I was in Texas with my mum and dad, visiting my dad's friends, a guy called Miles McKee from Mhachaire.
Right.
Yeah, he's a hellfire preacher. We got to his house, it was around Christmas. First time I'd ever seen a candy cane on a Christmas tree. So I was eating all of them. And then next day, I was out playing in the garden, and there was literally a rail track at the bottom of his garden, and he said, "Don't cross it. That's where the American Indians are." And I was like, I was very young at the time,
Aye.
but he did take me over the rail track and up the hill, and that was like an Indian reserve. So it was mental. That is my first memory,
That's
I think.
class.
I was 5 or 6
That's lethal.
back then, so...
Very good. Was that just a family holiday, or?
Yeah, my childhood, we had some amazing trips.
That's
Amazing.
lethal.
Yeah.
That is class.
Texas.
Born and bred. Where are you from?
West Side boy.
West Side boy.
Yeah.
Where were we at? Westland, Glenburn.
No, Mulliboy.
Part of Mulliboy?
Yeah, Mulliboy Hill.
Very good. Siblings?
2 brothers, older brother, younger brother, Bobby and Chris. They're both in London.
Very good.
Your middle
Your
child.
middle child.
Yeah. My parents know I was the middle.
Was there plenty of rows? Was there, or boys fighting?
Well, it's mainly me.
Yeah.
Yeah. just
Rebellious.
Very rebellious. Caused a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for what I put my mum and dad through. Really. If you're listening, Mum, I love you.
Sorry.
And I'm sorry.
Very good. Primary school.
Magherafelt Primary.
Very good. I was gonna say your mum and dad. What was their story like? What did they do?
So my dad moved to Northern Ireland when he was 5. My mum moved to Glasgow when she was 3. They had an arranged marriage.
Really?
Yeah. Like mum was 18, dad was 20. He flew over, met her once. The parents agreed they were getting
Did they
married.
have a choice?
Well, yeah.
They
They
did.
have to like each other.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's good.
And then the engagement party, my dad chartered a jet and flew for friends and family over,
Wow.
you know.
Nuts.
So, yeah, that's the way it was back in the day,
Very good.
you know.
Careers, or were they at home, or what was the?
Mum was at home. Dad was serial entrepreneur.
Oh, class.
Yeah. So
Very
that's where
good.
you get it from.
Didn't know what to be at, really.
Yeah. Just moving around and trying things.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you remember?
He was the biggest digital watch wholesaler in Europe at one point.
Lethal.
He had a business called Timelight down on Station Road. Unfortunately, my dad was a smoker and emptied an ashtray in the bin one evening, and that business went up in flames. Yeah. Then he got into costume jewellery, and he was wholesaling that. He opened a chain of shops called Jack Noir in several shopping centres. Then he moved into food and opened Chada's Punjabi Palace in Magherafelt.
What was that? Restaurant? Or?
Yeah, well, it's takeaway to start off with, and then we opened the restaurant after that.
Class.
So that's where the Chada Monster Burger was born.
What's that?
That was 4 beef patties, 4 slices of bacon, a triple bap, salad and sauce. Pretty famous burger. You're just not old enough to know about it.
You're making me feel great here. Very
That's
good.
crazy.
That is actually nuts.
That's where I started my cooking career.
Yeah.
Were you working? Did you work in the restaurant and stuff?
Trained up by a Indian chef from Belfast, and then I moved from there and opened a chip shop called the Hungry Jacks
Right.
at the end of Queen
Remember
Street.
Hungry Jack's? Was it
And
blue
then-
sign, white writing on it?
Yeah, and then I went to Lebanon and done a barbecue training course. Came back and opened BBQ King, the only king on Queen Street.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
Then I
good.
went to Spain and cooked out there for 2 years in Majorca.
Is that for a bit of crack, or?
Yeah, I was just fed up in Magherafelt and I got out, and I was having a rough time at the time with my partner with a kid, and it was easier for me to go. So I left for 2 years, and I had to leave Majorca because the amount of partying over there was just
I'd say so.
ridiculous. So I moved to, I remember going to Palma Airport, and they have these bucket shops where you can buy cheap flights.
Yeah.
So what's the cheapest flight? Leeds Bradford. Got on the plane, walked out of Leeds Bradford, got a taxi, said, take me into town, I need a hotel. He goes, I told him my story, he goes, I'll take you to New York, Leeds is a shithole. So he took me to New York, and I ended up staying there for 3 years as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that just
So you ended up in York because of the taxi driver?
Yeah.
on
And
a
that's the reason why he's...
but also on a whim?
Yeah.
Literally just, I need to get home, I need to get out of here, fresh start.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What would you do in York?
I got a job working, first of all, the chip shop. And then I got a job with Aviva as working in their risk management department. So, yeah, I was there for 3 years. Then my dad took sick, so I came home.
Came back.
Yeah.
Just rewind a wee bit. School-wise, high school.
Yeah, I went to Cookstown High. I was at the Rainey for a bit, but I was never really at school, John.
Yeah.
Didn't enjoy it. Didn't like people telling me what to do. I was
Just
trouble.
Get me out of the Rainey. How'd you fare? You left the Rainey. How'd you fare at? Was it Cookstown you went to?
Yeah, Cookstown was a good school. I made a lot of good friends. Got into a lot of trouble. I think at one of my parent-teacher meetings at Cookstown, if you done something wrong, rather than detention, they had a little book, and in the book it said, "I regret that I have contravened the school code of conduct by," and then the teacher wrote something in there. You had to write that out 100 times.
Yeah.
So I'm 47, I can still remember every word from that. I got the record for the most tickets in a year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
My parents were so impressed.
Was the main thing you didn't like about school just it wasn't suiting you, or what was your thought?
I just didn't want to be there. Yeah.
Was there anything you were good at?
Probably the wrong person to ask.
Good at leaving.
Getting in trouble.
Very good.
So then did you go on from school straight into the restaurant and started? No, what happened?
No, I went to the tech and fell in with Crazy Donnelly and Nico DeVito.
So there it began.
Darren Keller. Yeah. And then I was doing business finance there.
What was Crazy doing? Wasn't business finance.
I actually don't know what Crazy went there.
Do you imagine he didn't actually go there? He was just hanging around.
He was probably just turned up every day for the crack. I started they formed a band called Shock Corridor.
Right.
I was the Rudy.
Deadly.
Carrying all the stuff in.
Great times.
Were they carrying you out after the night?
Yeah, most of the time. They got me to sing one night at a ball at the tech.
Right.
I done Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen. But being honest, I blamed the Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
I had 2 bottles before I got up there. Forgot the words. Only knew one verse and just repeated it 4 or 5 times. I decided after that music
Wasn't your thing.
It wasn't your thing. Right?
No.
Well, what was your thing back then at that stage?
Partying.
Just party.
Yeah.
And have the crack.
Yeah. That
Well-
was basically it.
What sort of music were you into back then?
Bit of punk, some indie rock,
Long hair.
long hair, yeah. Had my eye pierced with a safety pin a few times. Got that bad, my parents wouldn't take me out. I did calm down, but that was around 30.
Yeah. 30. You had
That's a sensible time to calm
good,
down. I
good
think.
stretch. Yeah, very good.
I don't think you mature till you're 30.
I couldn't agree more with you.
It's when your balls really drop.
Aye,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. We're
You start
idiots,
losing-
right? Especially
When you
men.
start losing a wee bit of hair as well, like
Yeah.
I think that's when you're, I need to fucking wise up
Jesus
here. I'm starting
Christ.
to lose my hair. I need to catch myself on.
Are you getting on there, John?
It's alright. Early days.
I whacked mine off a few weeks
Early
ago.
days, like,
Yeah.
it'd be grand. It'd be grand.
It's the best decision I ever made.
You must have been 30 years ago, lad.
Yeah, I'm 36 now.
You're getting old. After tech, what was tech like for you? You must have had a bit of an interest. Business.
I was enjoying the business finance for definite. I really enjoyed tech. I got to meet a lot more people who had similar interests to myself, going out and getting drunk.
Yeah.
And then after that, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and my dad was opening the takeaway and said, "Look, come work with me, see if you enjoy it." I've done that. I also started as a carer. So I had one guy I looked after, Andy Devlin, actually lived just over there.
Right.
Do you know Francie Devlin? You see him around the town, a bit of a
Name,
legend.
actually, aye.
He had played guitar in your dad's
Yeah,
bar.
yeah.
It was his dad. So I'd done that for 3 months, and Andy passed away, and I was like, I cannot do this. So I stuck to the food at that point, you know.
Very good. And you mentioned there where did the food take you? What was next for that?
Well, opening my own place, then going out to Lebanon, that was one of the best experiences ever. What a country, Beirut's an amazing city.
Yeah.
And coming back and doing the barbecue food. Like, I think our Indian was 10 years too early. The barbecue place was probably 10 years too early.
That would be unbelievable now.
I
That
know.
would do so well now.
I know, and like, food's my passion, but I don't want to do those hours anymore.
You don't have it.
You know,
Actually, you have to be there for the first while anyway.
Yeah.
100%. Make sure
Like,
everyone's running properly.
every year, I annoy my mates. I'm like, I'm going to do it this year.
Aye.
I've got an idea at the minute. I really think I'm going to do it.
I think if it suits you, like
Yeah.
you need to find how your plan suits you. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like, and fit it around your life. Like, it's the most important thing.
It just keeps coming up and coming up, so
Yeah.
I think I need to do it.
You can come back on, chat about it again.
Okay.
Very good. So you mentioned there Lebanon. You came home. What was after that?
Barbecue restaurant
place.
or a takeaway. Then I went to Spain. I went to Spain, bought a one-way ticket, hotel for 4 weeks. Knew nobody there. Ended up getting a job as a starter chef. Lived on a yacht for 6 months.
Fuck off.
Yeah, my rent was polishing the yacht twice a week. This guy used to take it out on day charters. So he was mates with the guy that owned the restaurant, Dion.
That's class.
And Chris let me stay there for 6 months.
And were you serving a family or a couple or?
No, I wasn't
He
working
wasn't,
on the
aye.
boat. I was working in the restaurant.
Oh right.
But able to sleep on the boat at night.
Oh, I see.
Chris had 2 yachts. These things, big Sunseekers, very nice. And then they were best mates with a guy called Gordon, who was the manager of BCM. So our restaurant was shut on a Sunday. Every Sunday we were out with the BCM crew.
Lethal.
Yeah, it was unreal.
I take it you were saying to everyone, I own this yacht
No.
when you were out there.
Yeah, they you been looking at me. I had like a wee 50cc moped back
Driving
there.
to this deadly yacht.
Yeah.
Class.
Very good. What took you home? Was it your father? Your father was feeling sick, or
No, I sort of spent 2 years in Majorca and I was just like, I need to get out of here.
what was Majorca? Like, what were you doing there?
Chefing.
That was the chef and the
Yeah, I
yacht.
started chef for 6 months and then got a job in San Agustin as a head chef.
Right.
And I loved it, but I was missing my son and wanted to come home. So that's how I ended up in New York.
Yeah. That's,
And food was what I knew. So I was able to get a job very quickly in the food business. I stayed in a hotel for 3 months. On the top floor, they had like a self-contained apartment.
Class.
So my big brother paid that for me. Thank you, Bobby.
Shout out.
And then I ended up getting into Aviva, and that started my career in financial services.
yeah. Was that from maybe your past, just seeing your dad's
Well, I
business,
wanted,
or?
whenever I'd done that course at the Tech, it's something I really enjoyed. So I knew finance was something I wanted to do at some point.
Yeah.
But cooking was easier to get into then.
Yeah, to get the money together
Yeah.
to go on. And then what was York like for you? Do you enjoy it, or?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a city. Yeah. Met a lot of friends over there, and like at that point, York was stag and hen's capital.
Right. Okay.
So I would go to Aviva at 9 in the morning, finish at 5 or 4:30, starting the chippy straight away. I would end up managing that chip shop, and then I was out 4 nights a week back then, you know.
Animal.
And then I started working in a bar there called the Old Star Inn.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Lethal.
I left the chip shop and got a promotion at Aviva, and then started doing part-time bar work and just something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I love going somewhere where you don't know anybody
Yeah.
and you can just
Do it. Be
Do
whoever you
it,
want.
yeah, be whoever you want. You know.
Very good. Did you say home after that? Back to Ireland?
Yeah, my dad took his first stroke at age 50. So my big brother at the time was.
Were they still here?
My parents were here. My brothers were in London. So Bobby was doing very well working for Morgan Stanley. My little brother just finished uni and got his first job in Morgan Stanley. And it, you know, when you look at what those boys were earning and the potential they had, it was down to me to come home, really.
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
about and get serious. And again, I joined my dad's business. At that point, he was doing great import and export, where he was bringing Coca-Cola from Canada, Georgia, Lebanon, soap powders from all over the world. So that was really exciting because I got to travel a lot. And then I think it was about 6 months in, I met a guy in Germany who we were supplying Coca-Cola to, and he supplied 28,000 gas stations in Europe. So I started, we were bringing Kleenex tissues from Indonesia, and I started bringing American candy in, and he supplied it into 28,000 gas stations. That was very exciting. Then as my dad got better, I wanted to go and do my own thing. So I went and done my mortgage exams and started with Halifax. And that was really the start of my proper getting into financial services. I loved it.
What did you like about mortgages?
It was really a stepping stone to where I wanted to get to. So for me, I think what I really enjoy is helping other people and finding out what do you want to achieve and how can I help you achieve it. And mortgages helped me do that for a lot of people. I started off in Belfast in a call centre for Halifax, and within 6 months I was flown to London and working in a team in London.
Class.
That was a great time.
Very good. What was next for you after? Did you stay in London?
No, I stayed in London for 2 years, then came back because I'd done more exams over there, and a position came up in Northern Ireland for a financial advisor. So I came home, started that. They put me up in their branch in Derry, and just really excelled at it.
What sort of people were you dealing with there? Like, what was your clientele?
Was it all mortgages still? Or?
No, that was doing investments and pensions, life cover, that sort of stuff.
Very good. Actually, I was thinking about it this week. I must chat to you about pensions anyway. If you don't
I've
mind.
been trying to talk to you about
you don't mind.
pensions.
I know.
For about 10 years, John Bailey. Don't
tell my wife that. She was shouting at me the other night about it. So, whenever we had the business before, we didn't really care about the pension, and we should have.
I told you.
Obviously, we should have.
I told you, boys.
But he's like, fuck.
No, I know, because like pensions is such a good way to save as well.
Oh, 100%. But we were thinking about it like, we just want to.
I want that money now. That's what we were thinking.
But we were thinking we want to keep the business going here, so we were like, we need to be so string with our budgets, and sadly that was one of the things. I do regret it. I wish we had done it, but you live and learn.
You don't need pensions important. The most important thing is saving.
Aye, yeah.
Right.
That's what I was going to say to you. Like, well, what do you suggest? Like, for me right now, I am thinking about doing something like that. I want to start putting money away. I have my pension at work anyway. I've had it for a few years. It started, basically, but there was a gap there of maybe 5-6 years. I have no pension, so now I'm thinking
Longer?
About seven years.
I think the best advice
What do I do
I
next?
can give anyone that isn't saving money, look, it's hard. Life is so expensive today, but I know whenever you've got direct debits coming out, a lot of people will well, out of my wages, I got to pay my direct debits. Next thing should be savings.
Yeah.
Then you've got your spending money.
Yeah.
You know, so
That wee gap's missing for a lot of people.
exactly. And you know, everyone's like, I want my money now. You don't think about the future, but
Yeah.
the earlier you start saving, the better life you're gonna have. Like my granddad sort of tried to beat it into me and my brothers that every time you're on a pound, save 30p.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to me till I was 30. It didn't happen to my little brother till he was 30. My big brother's a different beast. He's always been very
Always clued in.
financially switched on,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, just, and you know, it's hard whenever you just start saving because it takes a while to build up something meaningful.
Yeah. I was going to say, what is it? Financial advisors. You can advise, or can you advise?
Yeah,
You can't give advice. My sort of
that is why I'm a financial advisor.
yeah. But there are
But
some
legalities, is
There
there
is
not?
legalities of how you know
Well,
you offer your
look,
services. I suppose.
you know, it's a very regulated
Yeah.
industry. As you boys know, whenever we've done that advert, the advertising.
That's what you can say and what you can't
Oh,
say.
we're,
Oh, that's right,
that is why Fergal is bald now.
Can you give me a copy of that ad?
Yeah,
Can I show it?
yeah.
Can I show it? There's after this podcast, he's gonna be like, "Don't you show that ad?" Because I couldn't find it. I know
No,
you.
it's been pre-approved.
I need to.
Those were all pre-approved.
Oh, aye, you were saying that's right. But no, what I wanted to ask was, what is the best place for me to save? Because you hear about these ISAs and you hear about these things that you know you make a bit of money on over time. For example, so if, say right now, we're talking to someone or you're talking to me about it, and it's like, right, I have a bit of money I want to save every month, no matter how much it is. I know you'd be able to sort of advise about that as well, but where is the smartest place to put money for something like that right now for me personally?
Well, if you don't have any savings, the best thing to do is build up an emergency fund, and you really want to get an account with the highest interest. And unfortunately, that's unlikely to be a cash ISA. Cash savings accounts seem to have higher interest rate because banks and financial businesses know people want that tax-free, so they'll take less interest to have the tax-free growth. But most people don't understand that if you're a basic rate taxpayer, the first £1,000 of interest that you earn is tax-free anyway.
yeah.
So for someone like you, do you have savings, John?
No.
So best thing to do is get a high interest savings account, get some money in there,
Yeah.
and try and build up 2 or 3 months worth of income.
Yeah.
And then you've got a safety net.
Yeah.
Then you start looking at longer term savings. And should you look at investment backed over cash? And again, like, it's very hard to give advice on a podcast like this because every single person listening is going to be in a different financial place.
Yeah.
But
Is there a certain point where you get to your savings that you should probably think about investing? But I
Yeah.
suppose is that different for every single person?
yeah,
I
it's
suppose?
different. Like once you've built up your emergency fund, then you need to think, what are my goals? What do I want to do? How am I going to achieve those goals? And if those goals are saving goals, is it something that you want to spend in the next 5 years? You'd probably look at cash accounts. If it's longer than 5 years, potentially looking at investment and cash.
Yeah, it's funny. My girlfriend was like listening to an audiobook called Rich Man Poor Man. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've read the book,
Yeah.
but it's so interesting. Like,
Was it Rich Dad Poor
Rich Dad Poor Dad. What did I say?
Yeah.
Rich Rich man.
Mr.
Rich dad. poor dad.
Robert Kawasaki, I
Aye,
think. Yeah, I've
fuck,
read it
was
several
so
times.
good.
Great book.
So good. It's interesting, like the mentality that you have from childhood of like it's dependent like where you grew up or how even your parents thought about money and finance to how much that influences you at an
It's-
early age.
Like, I see it every day in my life.
Mm-hmm.
My wife loves to spend money. I like to save. You know, and we're
Our
just,
lives are very similar.
you know, it's because we're brought up completely different.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
It's so interesting.
Sorry,
so
Lisa.
Have you read that book, John? It's
I haven't actually. You've mentioned it a few times.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Aye.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy that for Lear.
That's a great idea.
Honestly,
It's a good idea.
I know he's too young to read it now.
I read it
but
to him at night.
The younger Lear reads that and understands it,
Yeah.
the better his life will be.
Yeah, because that's
I
the
give
first.
it a read too.
Like, the biggest thing that annoys me is our education system.
I was just about to say,
right?
yeah.
We don't
Shocking.
get taught what money is,
Mm-hmm.
the value, how to save.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get taught how to look after our mental health, our physical health. It's
Yep, so
I don't
true.
I don't care about history that much. I done quite well in geography,
Mm-hmm.
no idea why,
Uh-huh.
but it's not helping me alive today.
Yeah.
You
And I
know,
think there's a big massive like that book says it. It's like there's a big massive difference between intelligence and financial intelligence.
Yeah.
Like in that book, the poor dad was way more intelligent, went to uni, did all
Yeah.
that stuff, and the rich dad didn't, but just knew what to do with his money.
Yeah.
He was told like basic principles then. He just had the right principles.
yeah, and I'm so lucky that there is a difference between intelligence and financial intelligence. Because most of my
Which one are
clients
you?
are very intelligent,
Yeah.
but they ask me to help them
Yeah.
100%,
look
yeah.
after their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say, you know, you're good at doing what you do. I'm good at looking after your money.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's funny, you would think like the because you're intelligent, you should be financial intelligent, but it's
Well,
not.
we
It
don't
doesn't
get
cross
taught
over.
about it.
No.
Right, and then, like, I've got some really smart, successful clients, but they have no clue about money.
Do you think your dad was a bit massive influence then
Yeah.
for that sort of thing?
He was a money
What
guy.
would he have been?
Yeah.
He was a smart.
Yeah,
money
but
guy.
my dad was a risk taker.
Oh, class.
So, you know, my dad made it several times and lost
Lost
it
it
every
all
time.
again, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
And like if you talk to any successful person, that's always the recurring theme is like you fail 4 or 5 times before.
Can you imagine how much?
He failed several times. Yeah, and then unfortunately he got sick and couldn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And that was just after another failure.
No.
But
That's
it's been great for me because it's taught me that it's really important to have the savings so that if you do fail, you've got something to fall
You
back
fall back on,
Yes.
yeah.
Like when my business account goes below a certain level, I'm like, what's that? You know, at that point, I probably got enough money for 2 years. But that has been great learning for me. And it's also made me want to push myself to be successful. You
Yeah.
know? So-
Watching your dad
Yeah.
go through those failures.
Now, you spoke to my big brother, he's got a completely different take on it. Him and my little brother are corporate guys.
Yeah.
They're all about get in there, do your job.
Get the money.
I could never do that anymore.
No, I don't have
Like,
that
I
either.
made a lot of money working in Halifax and I had a great time. I could never go and work for a big financial institution again. You know? I'm like, I'm only working 4 days a week now.
Yeah.
I'm loving life.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's good to have that balance. It really is. It matters more these days, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I was going to actually bring it back to this. You mentioned the education system there. Like that's a hot point for me as well. It's actually been brought up a few times here. Fergal, you made a point of it as well. The way the way schools are set up is they were basically for teaching you how to work in a production line. Isn't that
Correct.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
And everything's drilled into you in that sort of way, and the core of it is basically that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And although, you know, some teachers were inspiring and they taught you some good stuff, just the system in general doesn't make sense. Because I remember I was doing learning for life and work and something else, just they sound terrible. It sounded terrible when I was that age, but now I'm like, I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
I got the module for that, but it didn't actually tell me anything. Like you mentioned there, like finances, basic finances. Math doesn't teach that. Math teaches you how to add and subtract, but it doesn't actually tell you how to use the
Correct.
maths, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I just think it's nuts.
The good news is there's lots of online teaching now. So you can actually send your kid to an online school,
Aye.
right? And you've got people teaching them about real life experience as well as getting their GCSEs and A levels.
Do you know, I've joked with Klarna about homeschooling Lear, like not personally like me, but I just mean like in some way that we know that the system and the education that he's been taught is useful in real life, just like you said there.
I know a kid that lives outside Ballyronan, and she's been homeschooled since she started school.
Yeah.
Her granny was telling me that she learned a full year's worth of maths in 3 weeks.
She's immersed in it, like.
Could buy and sell you.
Aye.
That's
It's crazy
nuts.
when you think about it. Like
It's insane.
it is. I just think there's another way to do things, like for sure.
Has to be, yeah.
We're chatting there about the pensions. I was just thinking, like, have you any advice for other scenarios? You know, if someone has a decent amount of savings and a decent, you know, portfolio, I suppose, what would you say is advice today in the world we're in, you know, economically? What would you say is advice happening right now?
It's a very hard question.
We can do it in levels if you want, or one level.
Well, I think, you know, somebody that has got a good portfolio of investment, you know, it's just important to look at what you're invested in right now. Mm-hmm. The world seems like it's a very strange place at the minute with, you know, Russia, Ukraine. Mm-hmm. We've got this stuff going on in Israel. We've got Trump in America. You know, it's very hard to make a call at the minute. Mm-hmm. So I would just be saying, watch what assets you're invested in.
Yeah, we need Trump to calm down as well. Like he's still I don't mind him too much. He says some stupid stuff, but he's literally like saying stuff into different countries.
Yeah,
and like it's gonna be a ripple effect of, you know, the stuff he's suggesting. Like, because some of it's big world changes and big world ideas, I suppose.
I feel that politics globally need a change. I'm fed up of you know, being lied to, and you know, the whole thing through COVID where don't go out,
mental.
have your job. I was on the Whim Hoff thing, right? I had 3 jobs because me and Lisa like to travel. 90% of the people on that have bought their, they've gone online and bought a Pfizer thing to say they had their job and they could travel, you know. And yeah, I just feel like all the stuff that came out of COVID, it's really showing us what's happening to the money within the government. Where is it actually going? So,
do you know one of our first episodes? It was 2 years ago now, at least. A fella, Kieran McCann. He's close to the town, Magherafelt. Minxie, his nickname. Shout out to Kieran McCann. He was actually our first guest, and he had a wee coffee place down at Dawson roundabout at one stage. Do you remember? He had a
wee container.
A container.
A container. Yeah. Whatever happened, it didn't work out, and he moved on. Like, and I actually keep goading him. I'm like, here, go on, open another coffee place, go on. And he was saying,
Not in Magherafelt.
Yeah.
or a barber shop,
Yeah.
especially a Turkish one.
I think we're spending.
There's 3 already. I don't know how many people are in Magherafelt, but they must need haircuts. So he told the story of a guy. Is it Matt Hancock?
Yeah.
Matt Hancock.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that I had heard about the dodgy dealings of the government through COVID and the way the money and all was being pushed around and who it was being given to. And he told this story that the company he was working for at the time was basically the number one top company. Nobody ever would be picked over them for this certain thing. Not that they had a not that they had a handshake deal on it. It was more they were the only company that could do it. They were the standard they set, and they were like, we're getting this contract, we know that, and we'll fulfill it or whatever.
Yeah.
And like it was like 2 days later, they're like, oh, another company got it, and they're like, what? That's not possible. So it ended up being your boy Matt Hancock's sister's company. And they made millions, and whatever it was, fucked the whole thing up. And that was just rife, happening everywhere over COVID. Like,
Well, look, you know that I like to make money. So I did try and get involved in the PPE.
oh, okay.
So we had a couple of contacts in America where we were able to source PPE and get it in. The problem was trying to get it in front of somebody who had the power to make a deal.
Yeah.
And I worked with several people, but you know, the people that were going to get us in there all wanted between 10 and 50p a piece to get you in front of the right person. So, you know, there were 3 of us involved in that. We were like, nah, it's not worth it.
Absolutely dodgy.
You know.
like, as well. Like, that's crazy. Like, just what they're trying to do.
you know,
they're trying to exploit you. Like,
We were going through a time where you wanted to help people. Yeah, I wanted to make money, but not at that cost.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you follow American politics much?
I've started.
Have you heard of Doge? Have you heard of Elon Musk's Doge?
Yeah.
Jude's tutting in the background there. What? Doge. So it's the Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Department of
That's the
Government
acronym.
Efficiency. So he's going through, whether people like it or not, he's going through the American system, going through all the different parts of the government, and he's gutting it out. Hey, he's not doing it personally, but he's sending a team. He's going into every single place and basically looking through the books line by line. You know, what's all this been spent on? And like, they're size of this.
Yeah.
This here, right? There was, I think it was like a bag of bolts for some sort of company. I can't mind what. It was maybe part of the military or something. And the bag of bolts, because it was coming through a government contract, was the cost of it, or to make it, something like maybe £8. £8. It was sold, or it was handed over, and a payment was made for £90,000
For one bag.
for one bag. And that's not even the height of the shit that is being
That's come out?
that has went through the government.
Holy
But the funny
shit.
thing is that nobody ever thought that would happen.
No,
That someone would actually come and audit the whole of the government. So everybody's just like, oh shit.
It needs done, right?
Oh, I think it needs.
But I also feel that what I watch on social media, it's very hard to know what is true and what is at play.
100%.
Right.
Like it's tough.
Who's going to audit the ones that's auditing them? Right, the word looks away. You're not going to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Look,
Yeah, I agree with you.
used to,
I'm bringing up the point, but
I used to tell people Elon Musk was the real world Tony Stark,
aye, okay.
but I'm starting to doubt that.
Oh, aye. You have to doubt these things, like
Yeah.
100%.
It's so funny. Recently, I saw this interview between him and Kanye West, and it was just a clip of it, and Kanye West was like rapping, and, like during the middle of it, and he goes, "Yeah, I just came up with that," and Elon was like, "Yeah, Yeah. They're both so off.
That doesn't sound real either, to be honest. Like,
I don't know, maybe it was, but it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, they were in the middle of a straight conversation, like, why can't we build a rocket that goes to Mars? And then Elon was trying to explain, he's like, well, we can't do that. And then he starts singing. And then fucking...
Nah, that is an edit. Someone edited that.
Oh, so good.
That's not a real clip.
It was a great edit.
I didn't know that sounds...
That's not a real clip,
It
Jude.
doesn't sound that, like...
Far
A million
out.
miles away.
You don't see the picture of him behind Trump, like, tripping balls and getting...
I know.
We've all seen people on drugs. Like
Well, I think what really disturbed me was,
Yeah, that's...
you know,
I've seen
like,
a lot of follow up of that too. Like,
You shouldn't have done
nuts.
that on camera, by the way.
Sorry.
That's gonna be...
Here, you see your ad.
do not use that.
You see, we're going to do a ad for your
Yeah.
episode.
That's it. That is it.
That's the first clip. That is the first clip. You imagine the views we're going to get in that.
Oh my god.
I know where you live.
I'll put it at the very end of the
You're
clip.
Okay.
Bad
All right,
bastard, Jim.
I'll let you say it first. I'll let you say it
Thanks.
first.
Thanks.
it's going to turn into some Father Ted shit.
It really is.
Jesus Christ.
Down with that sort of thing.
Musk is a bad man.
Aye, so finance,
Stay away from him. Well, what's life with you like now, Paul? What's Magherafelt to you now?
I love Magherafelt. I've lived all over the place and I always come back here. I love the people. It's just like I bring my friends from Spain over, from England, and they just love this town.
Class.
You know, it's a great place
There
to
is
be.
something about it.
Yeah, and you know, it's so busy, so many good places to eat. There's too many places for a coffee. I'm not complaining.
Best coffee in Magherafelt. Tell me.
At the minute, I'm going to say Fíolta.
I was in Filter today.
Where? Fíolta? Really?
Yeah, good coffee.
I don't know where that's at.
It's
Just another
Yeah,
coffee shop.
beside Jude Law on
aye,
Ladies
on
Street.
that, yes, so that
Yeah.
new building that was just
Yeah.
built.
Here, what were you giggling at
I
there?
just love how people from Magherafelt love Magherafelt. love it. Like, everybody
pride.
where they're from. There's a whole other level of
Take
Magherafelt.
pride in Magherafelt, lad, right?
But it's a cool place.
It is
I
cool
think it's
place.
nice.
Like, I have opportunity to live anywhere. Doing my job, I can work remotely, but I choose to stay here.
You have a wee place overseas as well? No?
No, I'm
holiday
working on that at the minute.
You're working on it at the moment?
Yeah.
You're thinking about it?
That is one of my goals I'm working towards.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you have a place in particular? Do you want to?
So I have been looking at Spain, but I'm now we're heading off to Portugal on a little expedition to
Lovely.
see. And again, it's only because of the difference in tax benefits.
Nice.
But I'm now of an opinion that I'll always keep my house in Magherafelt. We'll have somewhere to go to. I might go there 6 months, back here 6 months. Well, maybe 3. It's a bit cold here.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I'd love to winter somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
that's the only place about this country that I don't like.
Who wants to be in Spain June, July and August?
mental.
You know, it's not a nice place. Same as Portugal. Here, it's great.
Yeah.
That time of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I'd love winter time. I'd love to go to like Thailand or somewhere cheap to kind of.
I could see you in one of them shows. You know, those Place in the Sun.
I've thought about it.
You should do it. Apply.
Yeah.
That'd be good crack, like. That'd be good fun.
I need to hit my goal first before I can apply to go on there.
Do they not give you any money off, them guys?
No.
No.
Oh,
Fucking sick. Is that BBC? Fucking BBC.
they
I
just do
don't
the
know.
research for you, I suppose.
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
they?
it. Yeah.
Should be giving you money off. I think there was a what was it? There was like game shows and stuff for like home improvement shows. They used to give you like 20 grand or something just so the show looked
Yeah.
right. And then over the years, it just stopped. They just took it away.
So TV's not making much money these days.
I understand.
Unless you're ITV, and then they have like all those competitions,
Oh, aye.
shopping channel. You know, I think they're making a fortune,
Oh,
really.
clean fortune. Whatever they're trying. I was going to bring it back to the town again, Jude, if that's okay. Is that all right? Talk about Magherafelt.
Big thumbs up.
Where are you from again?
Don't even
Balearn. Some Balearn. Between Garva and Ballymoney. Isn't that it?
No, Garva and Llama.
Close enough. What do you think's... I know I mentioned what's missing Magherafelt, kind of, but what do you think business-wise in Magherafelt? Do you think there's any... Should there be a business in Magherafelt that you feel there's a gap?
I definitely think that we have a gap for some different type of restaurants.
I agree.
You know, like Italian,
Yeah.
Thai. You know, maybe like one of the things I thought about was having somewhere that every month there was a different theme. So you brought some Spanish guys down, you done a Spanish month, Italian, stuff like that. But I don't think Magherafelt is big enough to have that type of thing where it's changing all the time.
You don't?
But I'd love to see just a bit more variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Like,
But in terms of, you know, D. Graham, what a great place. We've got some great men's boutiques and women's boutiques here. I don't know, I think food, because it's my passion, is probably the one thing I would say. We need different types of restaurants here.
Just more variety for yourself.
Yeah. That's it. Selfish of me.
What do you think, Fergal? What sort of food do you want to be seeing in Magherafelt?
I would love a wee Madame Pho here.
Yeah.
What is Madame Pho? What's her...
Vietnamese.
What type of food is that, though?
It's like
Just noodle soup.
noodle
It's a
soup.
broth.
It's well, they do a lot more. They do curries. They do
Yeah.
banh mi's, like a Vietnamese
French.
Subway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never ventured away from the broth.
They
The
do.
broth's so good.
They do dumplings. They do, you know, and it's all so tasty, mate.
So
See
good.
me Kong and Derry.
No,
It looks unreal,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I like the Thai up in University Street in Belfast.
Oh yeah.
What is it
Really?
called? Like, you can't.
Boi Tree, no?
Boi Tree, right?
Yes.
No
Crazy
drink.
always talks about it.
Oh,
That's
it's
beautiful.
unbelievable. Like, yeah,
I haven't
I've
been
been
there
with
in
Crazy.
ages.
I've been there with Crazy, but I've been a few times.
It's in the middle of the...
Holy nuts.
Holy nuts,
nuts.
yeah.
Far.
I remember walking past it one day and didn't realise I walked past it.
It's so busy as well.
all the time. You got a book to get in there.
Yeah.
That is lethal.
And they're like standing there waiting for you to finish.
So they can get someone else,
Get
yeah.
someone on your table. not in a bad way.
No, but it's
You
just,
know?
it's that
Yeah.
busy.
Great
It's
to
so
see.
funny. You go in,
You know, I was in an Italian on Monday night in Newcastle, England, called BBQ. 150 people
wow.
in that restaurant.
Jesus.
And the guys that were running it were saying to me, they do an event every 2 weeks that I was at. And every time they're in there, it's rammed.
That's insane.
Mondays and Tuesdays, as busy as a Saturday night.
Yeah. I think though at the minute restaurants, that sort of industry suffering, like it's
Yeah.
really difficult.
Well, I
Anyone I
think-
talk to,
Dolly was telling me, you know, Dolan,
Yeah. No,
he was telling me that the food industry in Northern Ireland is paying about 30% more for their
Yeah.
their food than Ireland or
Fuck.
England or
Yep.
Scotland,
Big as a...
all because of Brexit.
That's
I know.
big.
Yeah, the
like,
cost-
when
the
you
cost.
think about
So,
that, that's big.
and like, you know, I was in London at a consultant's appointment, and I took Lisa to the Ivy for breakfast. So we had a brunch there, and I was texting Paul Haney from Notorious going, I am in central London right now having brunch, same price as Notorious. What's going on? But, you know, I'm not a big up Notorious. I love your grub.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, but that is the pressure that they're under.
That is,
They're
yeah.
having to put prices up all the time.
and then you look at rates and everything else on top of it. Like,
Yeah.
they I think they're raising up.
5.5%
Aye.
for rates.
Yeah, and then minimum wage as well is going
Yeah.
up as well, which I know is a good thing for people that are working. But then if you think about the owners, the cost, everything has to go up at that stage. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then
Sorry.
Yeah, it's. I think it's easy for us to say, "Oh, I'd love to see this restaurant here. I'd love to see that restaurant here." But the ones that are here at the minute are struggling. Like
I know.
Struggling.
Yeah.
It's a hard industry. Hard. I feel for them. I really do. And we should probably go to them more often. But I'm a type.
Well, they're getting screwed over, themselves. They are like it's absolutely.
It's not our fault. It definitely isn't our fault.
I would say that it's definitely it comes from the top down. Like,
Well, I think the sad thing is that when we do see minimum wage going up, it's not going to affect people where they're going to feel like they've got more
money
in their pocket because, I think last month groceries went up 2.5-3% again. So it's crazy.
Come this April, I know for a fact that a lot of businesses are putting they have to though. Yeah. That's the thing. You can't even say no. Why are you doing that to us? You just have to And I'd say a lot of people don't understand that as well. Like and they should understand that it has to happen. Like they've put a lot of places in a horrible spot that they have to do that.
I think what I see in my job is a lot of people who've got good jobs, maybe a couple of kids, they don't have the money to spend, and when they see prices going up, it's just making them feel even worse. They're working their ass off. They should have a good life, but they can't have the nice things that they want anymore.
Yeah, compared to their parents as well.
Yeah, and my son, 27 now, or 27 this year. How's he going to get in the housing ladder? Houses, even with interest rates going up, houses have still kept going up.
Going up, yeah.
We've got a shortage.
Yeah.
In Northern Ireland, the problem is you can't get planning for estates. They don't have the infrastructure in for wastewater, electric, stuff like that. If you look at Dublin, they're building so many new data centres that they don't have the power for new housing. So they're building the largest offshore wind farm in Europe just off the coast of Dublin now.
Did you know
just to facilitate the city?
I heard this as well. Their data centres, they have to start running them off gas as well because they're running out of the grid. Like the footage of the grid's gone. Like, and they have to actually start using other ways to power the data centres. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of data centres here.
As well, you just like water is just unlimited. It's not like.
No, I know, and people don't think about what happens when you left the phone and start scrolling. Where is that all coming from? Everything
has a data center.
It all goes through a data center.
AI as well has put it in the future by about 10 times that because of that. There, like, it's absolutely nuts. There's the industry I've been in maybe in the past few years. I've seen data centers just cropping up literally everywhere. They literally don't have space for them, and they're all the construction of them and all are under pressure to get them all up. So Amazon are like, here's whatever money needed. Get them up straight away, and everything's just panic built now, and just straight up, and it's literally because of AI, because people are using AI. I use it every single day. Like,
same.
It's great.
I can't not use it now.
It's going to change my job forever. We're starting to see more and more AI coming in. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where every single person will use AI for their finances. There's some things like that you need to speak to somebody.
I know what you mean.
And that's always going to be there. But it's going to, I think the biggest thing at the minute for someone that wants to come and talk to a financial advisor is the cost barrier for young people.
Yeah.
Like people that want to save £100 or £200 a month, how does an advisor charge that person for their time to set that up? Right? So that's a great way that AI can come in, you answer a few questions, and it says, this is what you should do.
Yeah, cuts down the time as well. I was actually going to ask you that, because a lot of, obviously, people don't see a great side of it, but then the stuff I use every day, I work it into my admin. I work it into John. There's a load of PDFs. There's Excels. I grab them, chuck them in, and go look. Figure that out. I'm giving them my knowledge on what I want to get from it. Because I know it can do it, and then it does it. Makes my life so much easier. I can clock off from work, and in the past anyway, I leave not stressed, and I know that I was productive for that full day. And I think that's something people obviously need to consider more, that especially the admin jobs, admin elements need, it could free up a lot of your time if you just take a wee bit of time to understand what it could do.
Oh, 100%. I think it's good. Like, it's going to change the world.
Yeah, 100%.
But for the better.
It'll change every industry.
Yeah.
But I still think, like yourself, there's always a need for a human element in every
100%.
single industry.
There's that little bit of human that's needed just for that little bit of trust and that wee bit of final bit of advice at least. But where do you see it going then? What are you thinking, like, a service like yours will be in the future? Like, not even right now, but...
Well, I do think it's going to be going on. You'll answer some questions and it will give you different solutions at a lower cost. You know, because... Like, I work along with a company called True Potential. The reason I went there, the technology that they have makes my job easy.
Yeah.
And it means that I've got more time to spend with my clients rather than writing reports and doing the admin stuff that actually they've got smart systems that do a lot of that for me now. You know, so I think we're going to see a lot more robo-advice, it's called. And we're going to hopefully start to see more people saving. There's a massive deficit in savings in the UK.
I'd well believe it.
We're a part of it.
I mean...
Like, most people in the UK don't have 3 months' wages saved in the bank. Right? And you think about it, how quickly can you go online and take out a 10 grand loan?
Probably hard enough.
You can do it in under an hour.
Oh, could you? So what are you saying? The ease of it's just so good, or?
Well, it's so easy to get money.
Yeah.
Borrow money.
That scares me,
right?
Though.
Like,
that's the thing.
You know, someone was telling me the other day that they went on the Uber Eats, right? They could buy a pouch of tobacco, a vape, 2 litres of milk, and then pay for it using Klarna over 3 months.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I get what you're saying now.
What is going on with the world?
It is crazy that's happening. Like, and those payday loans and stuff are rife. And people are using them.
If you need to pay off a vape, you should not be vaping.
But that is
making money off that, aren't they?
Yeah.
like, you think about young kids. That is what they're doing now. They're, you know, like back in the day, people would have saved up and then went and bought something.
Yeah.
Today,
Respect.
you don't want to wait. You buy it, you pay it off,
Give me it.
but you sometimes pay 2 or
Triple
3
Y.
times the price because you've borrowed that money to pay for it.
Keeping up with the
So,
joke. There's keeping up with the
you know,
joke.
best advice I can give anyone, John, is save that emergency fund and try not to buy now, pay later.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that.
Very rarely done that. Maybe my car.
Scares the shit out of
me so much.
Whenever we had Shitty Dolphin, like I personally anyway was not I couldn't save, but it was more the business's money that I was saving or just making sure that it wasn't spent. And I just remember just being so frugal. Like, I mean, like, didn't need anything, you know. And I think that's a lesson on its own as well. To know, I think you learn the value of money then as well, like, and you learn to respect it a lot more. Like, because now I see a payday loan or I see Klarna or something, and I'm just like, no, do not do that. Like, that is, I can't afford it. Okay, well, after I pay that off, I still can't afford it.
And like, some of them will be interest free, right? But they know people are going to pay it off in 3 months, and then it goes to something ridiculous like
Catch
20, 50, 70%. You know what I mean?
70%. Jesus Christ.
Credit cards are the worst. People pay the minimum payment, right? And it will take years to pay that card off.
100%. Like they scared the absolute shit out of me. I remember in uni, definitely not knowing, definitely not respecting money. First week was actually the week before uni started, and I went down like an absolute fool before the student loan or anything was in. Credit card, student account. They give me. I don't know why the fuck they give me a credit.
Well,
I think I
Shout out there. Why the fuck did you give me a credit card?
I can tell you now why they give you a credit card, because they knew I'm going to make money off of this guy.
This guy's an idiot.
He needs money. I'm going to give it to him, and then I'm going to rape him when he's paying it back.
Oh, 100%. And the first week, I was an absolute king of the Holy Land. Well, I thought I was.
I've got a video of that.
Your credit card being like £200 limit.
Oh, aye. There's only £300 on it.
That was the best ever.
Me and the wine flair at the front, the front of the.
Who needs the Belfast?
I literally goes, here, go on, everybody, stick it on there. Oh, 100%. I did that, but that was the last time I ever had a credit card, like ever properly used something like that. And because I was skint starting uni, like, and I had a loan, like, and that we well, it wasn't a life lesson, but
I've got some clients in London, a few investment bankers, and they introduced me to this guy that wanted some advice.
Yeah.
This guy earns over 200 grand a year. Never has a pound in his bank.
Fuck me.
Never pays his credit card bill. Cannot get a mortgage. Pays his credit card bill when he gets his bonus every January.
Fuck me.
Like, what a way to
That's
live.
risk, like.
And you're earning over 200,000
Check he
a
sleeps
year.
at night.
He doesn't care. I couldn't help him.
Do you envy that a wee bit too? No.
No. I'm happy where I am.
That's even the thought of that just scares me. I just don't know. I don't know.
I'm a wee bit impressed by him. Obviously, I'm a wee bit scared of him as well. Like, but I'm impressed by him at the same time.
He reminds me of you, John.
Not a chance. No, don't say that.
I think when you earn that sort of money, life is different.
Aye.
You spend money on different things. You know, like a week's holiday, 30 grand.
It's nothing.
That's half a house to me.
Yeah, 100%.
But to someone earning a lot of money, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
12 bottles of champagne on that list as well. Like for those that 30 grand, like, and the best of the best hotels and stuff, like, would be absolutely nuts.
yeah, but it makes me like, you know, I'm not going to name the restaurant, but I've been to a restaurant in Belfast with two mates who are both clients, and it's very hard to get into this restaurant. But one of the guys knows the owner, got us in 7 o'clock Saturday evening. So it was like a tasting menu. We paired it with wine. Crack was great. The food was amazing, right? So I went to the toilet after dessert and I said to the guy, get the bill up there, I'll get it. Went to the toilet, came back, 550 quid for 3 people.
Holy shit.
I was like, why the fuck did I do that? I'll never live it down. Paddy Bradley was there with me that night. He reminds me of that all the time.
Did he not offer to help you, no?
No, it wasn't my turn. It wasn't his turn. It was and the other guy was really annoyed that I paid it.
Yeah.
And
You're not annoyed too?
Yeah, I was very annoyed. Like, I work hard for my money.
Yeah.
So, and I love food, but it's just excessive.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
It is. I'd love to try one of those tasting menu things, but it's a lot.
Do you know where you should go? Dawson's.
Oh, yes.
Their tasting menu.
I've been meaning to go
I
there.
was at the last one.
Yeah.
It's reasonable and it is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even some chef.
Big up Dawson's.
That's
I love
unbelievable.
It. Their Sunday lunch.
Oh,
2 courses, £27 or something.
I need to try that, actually.
bargain.
Unbelievable. You won't bet it. You might, John. I can never finish it.
I could finish it all right.
I know.
Don't you worry. But we did a thing there, you know, about local chef with Stephen Hope, the chef at the Dawson.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I was meant to be trying to get onto that, but I just wasn't well at that point.
Yeah.
So.
That would have been exciting, though. I was very excited to try.
We were excited for you to be on.
I was so gutted, but I'll do the next one.
Do. We
also, what has happened to Joe's place?
The Dolphin.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's shite. Like,
very sad. I think it was more of a location thing than anything else, because the food was.
Well, that was the main reason why I hadn't been. Because I had no idea where the fuck it was.
It was the middle of nowhere. And like, it's so sad as well, because they'd done it up so nice. Like, we were in it a couple of times. It was beautiful.
It was amazing.
Yeah, because you guys done a
we did a podcast
from
we did
there.
pod
I watched that.
The food was so good. And like, he had even done the menu sort of like to suit the people that were there. You know, it wasn't an outrageous menu. It was pretty locally food, like, you know, lots of steaks and that sort of stuff.
Cooked very well.
But it was cooked so well.
What is Joe doing now?
You're helping him for
he's doing a bit of catering for people as well. He's just started that business, I think.
Okay,
that seems
where he comes to the house.
He comes to the house and
will you send me his details?
I will, I'll pass it on.
That'd be great. Like,
I've had a couple of private chefs cooking at my house.
He's some crack
what
too.
A night.
He's a great man. Like,
he's the banter, that
you
man.
Know, the last guy I had cooking, his food was amazing, right? But he told me he cooked for Mikhail Gorbachev.
Right.
And John, he looked no older than you. We were all pretty drunk, but I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. Then he'd made this chocolate honeycomb sprinkle for over dessert, and he was telling us how he'd made it. And I picked a bit out of the box and looked at the bottom of it. And on the bottom of a crunchy, there was a certain pattern.
Oh, yes.
Right? Yeah. So when he left, I said to my mate,
he's done.
He completely ruined the night for me. Like, why you talk shit like that? You know, cook for Mikhail Gorbachev.
You got to respect the hustle there, don't you?
It's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, no, I'll fire you on this deed, because like that would be a deadly evening.
Yeah, I'm well up for that.
He's very good, and then he's got a few more other things doing. He's in like on the side as well. He's like advising certain people doing
develop the chef or somewhere as well.
Yeah, he's doing a couple of things,
doing menus and stuff.
But
what happened with local chef? I never did it.
Nobody's heard a thing about it.
So what's happening?
No, we've got exclusive. We've got Joe and we've got Stephen coming on this podcast at the start of next month.
Okay.
And we're releasing a teaser of Local Chef over the next few weeks, and that's going to introduce the show. So by the time this is out, it'll probably be out.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm not.
Because I didn't know whether it was good, I wasn't well and missed it, or what.
Oh,
no,
right.
No,
yeah.
it's just we've all full time basically, like, and but see, the thing is, the project was massive. Like what was carried out, like, it was unbelievable. Like, Jude was rocking about 7 cameras at once by himself. Me and Fergal were in the middle. We were hosting it. We were basically having a podcast in the middle of it. Jude was roaming around with a camera, following the competitors. We had 3 people cooking at a time. You know, it was absolutely nuts when you think about it. We should have had a crew of at least 6 or 7 or more. Like,
well, you know, for next year, I just want to see what I have to do to win this thing. So get it out there, will you?
We're going to get it out, but that's the thing. There's, you know, we're all full time.
It's a lot of
usually a production studio wouldn't have that many cameras, but we did it, and we're proud that we did it. But now it's like, right, let's start to churn this out. So
looking over the footage, though, we caught some amazing
unbelievable
stuff.
Like, the crack we had over those 4 days was ridiculous. Like, and just introducing all the people and me and Fergal going around talking to them all. Like, Fergal knew nothing about food. Nothing. Not a thing about food. And then the
Hang on, if you watch this, there'll be a moment that'll show you who knows nothing about food.
Oh, I was there just for the crack, but there was a part on it where I had there was a check for £500 sponsored by Bradmount. They were our main sponsor, and I was going around twirling it around in the background of the shots. And we had one guy, Michael Holgate. He brought a Japanese barbecue, and he was doing it outside. So
And
like
he was running back and
He was
forth.
running in, and we were following him running from the kitchen outside every time. He had to do this big loop around the school to get round to it to keep an eye on it. And we had a GoPro watching him outside. So when he's inside, the edit will just like maybe a split screen and just see him cooking outside and everything else happening inside. So there's just so much to it, and obviously we're going to get it.
Looking forward to seeing that.
But it's going to be pretty cool, like, and we're going to be pretty proud. You know what it is, and I think which I love is it's entertainment for the community.
Yeah.
I don't like great if it does really well, but you imagine everybody that knows all these people. They're all from the Mid Ulster area.
Yeah.
And everybody can enjoy it, and everybody can go like, I know those people, and that's some crack, and you know, it's real people are doing it, not just people on TV that are there for the bucks and there for. So that's exciting, like, and we are looking forward to having you back, and for the next one at least, anyway.
I'll be there.
If Jude lets us do another one, you gonna let us do it? Are you all right? Are you sure? I think it took a wee bit of your soul that time when we did it.
It was intense.
It's the edit, the time consuming, but it's the edit and all.
100%.
You know yourself in real TV, it's all fake, you know. It's all it's on one person at a time, and they do everything over and over. It was a live event.
Food goes cold, like, and
we're gonna get that food in you. It's hot.
they get that food, and we're all munching around it. We actually invited Notorious Pizza in.
Okay.
They came in during it, like so, and we judged. They brought the food up. Judged the food, and then the judges went away, and we brought two of the lads from Notorious in, and they sat and had a chat. So like during each episode, it was basically like a wee mini podcast. Yeah, it was like a judges table. Me and Fergal were up just chatting shit to each other during it, and like even that on itself, you know, that's maybe 6 hours of us chatting shit up at the judges table, and then everybody else is getting filmed as well. Like so. It's going to be interesting now, and some of the food was amazing. Like some of it, like
we were shocked about the
chefs couldn't believe the level
was,
up, like,
was higher than,
and they definitely didn't. They weren't soft, you know, either to them. Like they weren't fucking soft. I put it that way. Like I think in the chefing world, you know, I think they know that other chefs would know if they're talking shit, you know. So everybody got a good fucking, you know, a good roast and a good eye on all the food, and there was no like, you know, oh, well, that's not hurt her feelings or not hurt his feelings. No, I know,
but that's the way it is.
Which is great, which is great, and it's a great event.
But it's good to know that there's so many people locally who can cook.
100%, yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than just having pork chop and spuds every night.
Which is class too.
I don't mind when I'll pork chop and spuds, to be fair.
Yeah, once every month. Not every night.
Every night,
We well, you know what it was? We actually had a lot of applicants, and they just dropped like flies closer when you got closer to the event, but also whenever they realised they were being filmed as well, which is obvious. So it was such. I was actually surprised by the reception. You know, the amount of people we got applying. Yeah. And then I knew that near the end it would dwindle, but I'm very happy with the amount we got, because that is an uncomfortable thing. Like to some people, that's a big thing. Some of them are amazing chefs. They love cooking. You know, like we'll not uncover half the chefs in the area because of that.
Yeah, I didn't want to come tonight. You know, I've been putting this off for a while.
But you enjoyed yourself though.
I've had a great night.
Fantastic. Yeah. I think we're going to wrap it up there, Paul.
Yeah, that's good.
So good.
Really appreciate you coming in. You had a good time.
I had a great time.
And you'd recommend other people coming on?
Oh, definitely.
Having a yarn?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, we'll finish it up there. Fergal, you have a good time.
Unreal. So Jude, interesting.
You cheered up. You cheered up.
Top class.
That's good. Jude always falls out with me nearly every episode.
Do you like Magherafelt, Jude?
Say no. That's all to it. John would put me off.
Because you know I live here. No, look, thank you very much, Paul. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
How can people get in touch with you if they need help or a bit of advice on anything?
Obviously, you can put it up on the video then.
100%. I'll stick it up for you.
Yeah, and we'll send all the links below.
I'm excited into my intention thing here.
We have to put a disclaimer at the end of this. Yeah. Thank you very much, Paul. We'll finish it up with the Bodhrán.
Yes. Woo! Woo! That was great.
There we go.
Thanks, lad.
That's it, Paul.
That was easier than I thought.
Yeah.